Having a little wardrobe moment. We got it? Okay. Well, good afternoon and welcome to our Global Health Undergraduate Commencement. My name is Chris Byrer and I'm the director of the Duke Global Health Institute. And I'm delighted on behalf of our faculty and staff and these wonderful graduates to welcome you all here this afternoon. I'm delighted to see so many families and loved ones supporting our graduates. And I know many of you have traveled many great distances to be here. I also want to extend a warm welcome to those of you who weren't able to be here in person, but are joining us online. We know you're with us in spirit, sharing your love and support for these remarkable graduates. Graduates, would you like to thank your families and friends? Yeah. Today, we're honoring 21 graduates who've completed the Global Health major at Duke. 6 of these students have earned graduation with distinction, so special congratulations there. And that requires additional research and scholarly work that is reviewed by our faculty. All of these graduates have walked a challenging path at Duke, completing their global health requirements while completing another major. Global health is not a standalone major at Duke, so that is really a special achievement. This class has combined global health with fields such as biology, biomedical engineering, chemistry, cultural anthropology, economics, neuroscience, psychology, public policy, sociology, and Spanish. So it's really quite something. This reflects our philosophy that global health is fundamentally interdisciplinary and that solving the complex health challenges we face requires collaboration across many disciplines. But I know it also makes for some complicated logistics for those of you who are attending your departmental ceremonies across campus. And so thank you for making the time to be here with us today to celebrate. Another thing that unites these graduates is that they have all completed experiential learning activities, which is a hallmark of the global health major at Duke. And often these involve working independently or in teams with our global health partners to study aspects of complex health problems, such as prevention of cervical cancer, access to food and nutrition, health responses to natural disasters, and support for mental health. Through these experiences, students learn about collaboration, but also about humility and trust and what it takes to make progress on these issues. Many of the graduates have participated not just in one, but 2 or more of these experiences. And so this class is uniquely prepared to engage with the difficult challenges facing our world. Graduates, you've done an extraordinary amount of work to reach this milestone, but of course there are many people who have been with you along the way. You've had the guidance and wisdom of our outstanding faculty and staff who've relished the opportunity to help you along the path. You've had friends and peers, each other, who have been there with timely advice or just when you have needed a break. And you've had the support of family and loved ones who've given you the tools and the values to succeed. To everyone in this room and everyone else who has been there to help and nurture and care for these outstanding young women and men, I want to share my deepest and heartfelt thanks. I know these graduates are enormously grateful to all of you, and I speak with all the faculty and staff here when I say we are too. It's been an absolute privilege to get to know these students, to understand their ambitions and their values, and to encourage them on the path toward their goals. Graduates, I hope you're taking a moment this weekend to celebrate all that you and your classmates have accomplished together over these 4 years. At the same time, I know all of you are looking ahead, and given the recent challenges to foreign aid and global health, no doubt many of you are feeling some apprehension about the world you're entering. Over the past 4 years, you all have devoted considerable time and effort to gaining the skills to understand and address these important questions of global health and public health. And I'm sure many of you are wondering right now whether the world still wants you to ask those questions and whether you'll be able to find the resources and opportunities you need to answer them. And I want to assure you that I firmly believe the answer is yes. Not only does the world want you to ask those questions, but the world needs your skills and knowledge to continue to make progress against the many complex problems that drive disparities in global health. You've already shown that you have the talent, the ingenuity, and the passion to help move us beyond the difficulty of this moment. It would be naive to suggest there won't be serious challenges in our field. But I do want to remind you that you've really prepared for this. Over the past 4 years, you've had experiences that have shown you how to adapt to unexpected circumstances, how to shift gears, how to use your creativity to solve problems, and how to be resilient in the face of difficult challenges. Your mentors have taught you that if you act until everything is perfect, you may miss the opportunity to act. As you move out to your next adventures, I hope you remember that even in the most difficult circumstances, you still have the opportunity to act. As long as there is inequality in the world around you, there is a place for people who are willing to fight against it. You've acquired the tools to really be a force for change. And so my challenge to you, the class of 2026, is to choose optimism. Don't let negativity discourage you from pushing against seemingly intractable problems, because progress only happens when someone decides that progress is possible. Fight the pessimism that wants us to accept the status quo as the best we can achieve. Because as graduates of the university that produced Paul Farmer, you know that's not true. You can envision a different future, a more equitable future, a more just future, and your efforts will move us toward brighter days ahead. So on behalf of the faculty and staff, our global partners, and your families and friends, I congratulate you on your graduation. We can't wait to see what you'll do next. In a moment, we'll hear from our selected speakers, but before I introduce them, just a few housekeeping details. First, we do have an audience watching online. So I'd like to ask you to please silence your mobile phones and devices. Secondly, we need to keep the middle aisle clear. Some of you are going to want to jump in there and take photos. But while our students are walking across the stage, please do keep that aisle clear. We do have a professional photographer here, and he is going to be taking photographs that we'll share. So you will get some great images of the graduates. Also, we'll be hosting a lobby in the reception in the auditorium immediately after the ceremony. So I really do hope to see all of you there. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our next two speakers who've been invited to reflect on this class and its extraordinary achievements. First, we will hear from our special guest, Brianna Clark-Schwelm, who's the Executive Director of the North Carolina Global Health Alliance and who's been a tremendous advocate for global health education, research, and practice in the Triangle and beyond. Following Brianna, we will hear from Rena Kagan. Rena has been nominated by her peers in the class of 2026 to reflect on the cohort's experiences, and she is graduating with majors in global health and neuroscience. Special. Brianna, the floor is yours.
Good morning. Nope. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I'm really delighted to be here, and congratulations to the class of 2026. I hold a unique role in North Carolina's global health ecosystem. As the executive director of the North Carolina Global Health Alliance, I represent the interests of the many varied institutions that make up our state's $32 billion global health sector. I do many things, but ultimately, I steward a very special community made up of hundreds of global health professionals and students, including students from right here at the Duke Global Health Institute. Some of your faces are familiar to me. Some of you have come to our events, or maybe you joined our Global Health Career Week. I've had one-on-ones with some of you, and I am connected with more than one of you on LinkedIn. It is a delight to be in community with you, and I'm very honored to share this special day with you. But in this role, it means nothing gives me greater joy than working with students like you. So standing in front of you right now, and having the opportunity to speak to you on your big day is truly a gift, and one that I don't take for granted. But I will be honest with you. When the Duke Global Health Institute tricked me into doing this by sending someone that they knew I would never say no to ask me, I felt overwhelmed by the faith they had placed in me. I really didn't know what I could say in front of a group of individuals as accomplished as you. And I do know that you are accomplished. I have read your bios. I've been reading about your research in the hallway. I've seen your LinkedIn profiles. And the resumes of this graduating class are astounding. It has actually convinced me that there is absolutely no way I would get into this school. So well done and congratulations. You should be incredibly proud of yourself. But there is something else I've recognized in you as I've read about your research, about your studies and your travels to Uganda and Honduras and Tanzania. Your amazing poster presentations, your TA positions, your prestigious awards. I have recognized something in you that I share: ambition. Now, I want to be really clear with you. You are never going to hear me say that ambition is a bad thing. I know that ambition gets a bad rep. But you are about to enter into a world during an unquestionably complex chapter of human history and an equally challenging moment for global health. More than ever, we need your ambition. We need your ambition to do the big things. Whether you're going to medical school or nursing school, or the person who's going to the Peace Corps, or the person who's going to Teach for America, or whether your path leads you somewhere wildly different, we need your ambition. I don't want you to apologize for it. We need your ambition. Like many of you, my ambition drives me endlessly to want to do and be more. It can be an incredible source of inspiration and determination, and we truly need that from you right now, today, and in the future. But we need another version of your ambition as well. As we sit here today, the future of global health remains unclear. Progress on a global scale feels uncertain, but that doesn't mean we can't move forward. It means that progress will only happen if people like you are willing to lend your ambition not only to the big, lofty goals, but also to the small, human ones. This is harder than it sounds, because that same drive that moves you to pursue greatness, it can create blinders. It can trick you into thinking the big goals are the only worthwhile ones, and it can make you believe that there is a right kind of success to aim for. At times, these beliefs have actually caused me to miss the more subtle moments of possibility and the less glamorous opportunities for meaningful impact. Steeped in a culture that you're probably familiar with, of carefully curated online public image and non-stop competitive comparisons, there was a time in my life where my lifelong ambition to do good in this world had unwittingly been replaced by an ambition for a certain kind of success that others would be impressed by. After graduating with my master's in public health, I was convinced that only a name brand employer would do. After all, what was the point of going to a prestigious institution like Harvard or Duke if I didn't get a job with a preeminent organization at the end of it? But I didn't get a fancy job. Honestly, I didn't get a lot of fancy jobs. Looking back today, I feel fortunate that the many job rejections, let me say it again, many job rejections that I received while in graduate school, though they broke my heart and my ego, they forced me down an unexpected path, one that forced me to confront my own understanding of success and ambition. In the years that followed, the work I did in rural health and interpersonal violence, it was not fancy. It was definitely not prestigious, but it was meaningful work. It impacted the lives of real people in my community, and my hard-won small successes sustained me, even when no one else was watching. Fast forward to today, and I am introduced on a public stage more and more often. And every time, the brief introduction that is read out loud is like a highlights reel of my qualifications, edited to fit that same model of success that I used to want so badly. If all you knew about me was what was included in that introduction, my job titles, my alma mater, a few carefully selected achievements, you might think I had taken a smooth road straight to today's commencement address. But I'll let you in on my secret. Every single time my introduction is read out loud, about halfway through, I inevitably think to myself, who are they talking about? It doesn't sound like me. All of it is true, yet my experience of this little career of mine, it has not felt nearly as grand as those few sentences make it sound. That list of big wins smooths the surface of a very textured road that led me to today, speaking to you. It leaves out the truth behind the curtain. The econ class, I basically failed. The time I missed a very important deadline to submit a $1 million grant proposal for my employer. The time I sent an instant message to the wrong coworker, and it was about that coworker. The chapters of unemployment, including 6 months after graduate school. The ups and downs of being a stay-at-home mom, and qualifying for Medicaid. The heartache and the insecurity caused by my own comparisons to my peers. But that brief bio, it also leaves out what I now understand to be my most ambitious accomplishments. The night I stayed on a crisis line for hours, speaking to a survivor of domestic violence as she waited for help to arrive while her abuser circled her home. The very first dental clinic to provide the Embera people of Panama with restorative dental care rather than just extractions, using just one dental unit that I had procured. The midnight decision that my husband and I made last year, when everything was suddenly turned on our head, that I would do what I could to lead with courage and speak up for my community. These were not grand moments. They never made it to LinkedIn, and they will never be included in my introduction. But these are the uncelebrated milestones that demanded my unique and unapologetic ambition to do what was necessary. Your ambition is a gift. Use it to pursue your wildest dreams. But know this too. Your ambition is not a finite resource. You do not have to reserve it for only the most impressive achievements or definitions of success written by someone who is not living your life. Be ambitious to do those big, grand things that will be written about and celebrated, and be ambitious to do those little, life-changing things that might ultimately prove to be your proudest moments. They will move you forward, and they will move all of us forward. If you can do that, if you can balance both, I guarantee in the very near future, you will hear your bio read from the podium and you will sit there and you will go, who are they talking about? Because no summary of your achievements could possibly do justice to the remarkable small things you will do along the way. I am incredibly proud to be standing with you today to celebrate your graduation from the Duke Global Health Institute. Congratulations, class of 2026. And now I would like to welcome Rena Kagan to the stage.
All right. Hi, everyone. It is such an honor to be speaking in front of you all here today. It feels somewhat surreal, standing at the front of the lecture hall in which I took Orgo 2, sitting in the very seats in which you all are sitting, wondering if I'd ever make it to this day, graduating. But good news, I made it. And so did the rest of us. And so that is truly a cause for celebration. I'd like to begin by expressing gratitude for the opportunity to speak with you all here today, as well as my many thanks to the people who have supported me along the way. Thank you to our professors, both within and outside of the Duke Global Health Institute, for sharing with us knowledge that has shaped our thinking, perspectives, outlooks, and will stick with us for the rest of our lives. Thank you to DGHI advising staff for supporting us and on our journeys and for preparing us to take on what lies ahead. Thank you to my peers for constantly inspiring me with your boundless knowledge, passion, and dedication to causes near and far. It truly has been such a privilege to learn from each and every one of you. And lastly, thank you to our family and friends in the audience for loving us, for supporting us, and for helping us become the people that we're proud to be. We're truly so lucky to have you. Oh my goodness. Okay. My 4 years at Duke have been nothing short of incredible. The best 4 years of my life, so far, as my dad always says. We've all been fortunate to learn from experts, deepen our knowledge, and develop new skills. And for me, this intellectual growth inside of the classroom has been paired with immense personal growth outside of the classroom. And so today, I'd like to touch on 3 immersive international experiences that I've been fortunate to partake in by being a Duke student that have profoundly shaped the person I am today and the person I wish to be moving forward. So in the summer after my sophomore year, I set out on an adventure. I traveled to an island off the coast of Honduras with Maddie, Grace, and Aria, who are 3 other Duke undergraduates. In Honduras, we conducted research about childhood vaccination rates through a program offered by the Duke Global Health Institute. In the spring semester leading up to our summer in Honduras, we met weekly with our advisor, Dr. Dennis Clements, as well as with a group of other global health students about to embark on their own summer experiences, learning from Emily and Lisa about things like budgeting, cultural humility, and adapting to new workplace and lifestyle norms. This semester of preparation was essential in helping us feel excited and ready for the summer. However, sometimes no amount of preparation can truly equip you for what lies ahead. When we arrived on our first day, eager to jump in, we were not given the map of our target survey community as we had expected. And so we drew our own map and we set out on foot, venturing down new roads, adding them to our map as we went. We started out together, all 4 of us, approaching a door, knocking, smiling sheepishly under our baseball caps with our fanny packs, piecing together Spanish sentences about children and vaccines. We stumbled a few times, took some wrong turns, but picked each other up along the way to propel us all forward. This was a summer full of firsts. Not only was it my first time doing research, but it was also my first time doing research in a language other than English. It was my first time living in a different country for more than a week. It was my first time trying baleadas and my first time seeing a starfish. It was my first time being chased by dogs and hopefully my last. So many firsts, all of which required bravery and leaning on the support of my peers. Maddie, Grace, Arya, and I quickly went from being research partners to close friends. Our first weekend, we went on a discovery scuba dive down in the coral reef. We were all scared out of our minds. But we built excitement and encouraged each other to embrace the challenge and trust that it would all be okay because we were together. And those dives are some of my most favorite memories of the summer. I took this bravery from Honduras with me into my fall semester, studying abroad in Argentina on a Duke-approved public health program. This semester was eye-opening, awe-inspiring, and transformative in more ways than I can explain. But one of the most meaningful skills that I practiced was learning to see the world through someone else's eyes. I had the honor of living with a host mom, Sylvia, and through our daily breakfasts and dinners, I got to know her and her story. We'd bond over conversations about family and friends, and she was so excited to introduce me to Buenos Aires, taking me on the bus and to the mall, walking with me to the park, showing me the best ice cream shops. Each day I'd come home and we'd chat about what I learned or where I went or who I met. During my second week of classes, we had a history lesson about Argentina's military dictatorship in the 1970s and 1980s. And that evening, I learned from Sylvia that she survived this dictatorship. When she was 18 years old, they took her from her home in the middle of the night to a detention center outside of Buenos Aires, where she was held and tortured for several months before being released back into society, at the same moment that many of her counterparts lost their lives. Sylvia was lucky to survive, and the shock from this experience silenced her in the decades that followed. However, through joining together with other survivors, Sylvia has found her voice and now dedicates her life to fighting for social justice and human rights. As I learned more about this dictatorship and the role that the US played in supporting it, both financially and politically, I grappled with the fact that a large part of my identity is affiliated with a country that had caused so much pain for Sylvia and over 30,000 other Argentinians. Over the course of our 3 months together, Sylvia encouraged me to not feel guilty, but instead to channel those feelings towards developing a greater sensitivity for what my identity as an American may represent when seen through someone else's eyes. I'm forever grateful for the grace that she showed me and for how she taught me to be open to new perspectives, and for the ways that I grew in allowing myself to be transformed through learning from her. So if Honduras was about bravery and Argentina about perspective, then my following summer in Guatemala was about resilience. Before starting my senior year, I had the opportunity to work with a nonprofit called Education and Hope in Guatemala, which I was connected with through the Duke Global Health Institute. While I was grateful and excited for the experience, I was nervous about what it might entail. And those first 2 weeks were difficult. I was more homesick than I had ever been before, and I was finding it really hard to adapt. I doubted that I could last for the full 8 weeks. At first, I leaned on my family and friends at home, calling and texting them all the time. They gave me the love, support, and encouragement that I needed, and pushed me to just give it my best effort. At the same time, the community at Education and Hope embraced me with open arms, immediately welcoming me into their family and lifting me up. Whether it was hugs every day on the way into work, morning meditations with the staff, loud, happy lunches with the students, afternoon Zumba, my colleagues made me feel valued and deeply cared for. With the love and support that they gave me, I then had the courage to step even further outside of my comfort zone, finding more communities for myself. I joined a CrossFit gym near my house, and I met some students at a local school who I joined on weekend outings to watch soccer games or hike a volcano. And I embraced my daily dinners with my host mom, Miriam, getting to know her better along with her family and friends. While the experience was challenging, both my home and host communities lifted me up and gave me the strength to persevere. Culture shock and homesickness are feelings that we will all experience at least a few more times in our lives, whether we're moving to a new city for work or starting at a new school. Our resilience will be key in helping us adapt to living in a new environment, and leaning on our communities, both new and old, will enable us to take on challenges and thrive. For a Duke graduation speech, I know these stories might seem a little disconnected from my time at Duke. But for me, they represent the value of learning by doing, through experiences that Duke has offered to all of us. As many of us look ahead to more school and our futures, I think it is equally, if not more important, for us to seek and pursue experiences out in the world, to allow for personal growth in addition to intellectual growth. So, if I were to offer you some final words of wisdom, I'd say, number one, embrace those firsts with bravery and excitement. Number two, let yourself be transformed by looking through someone else's eyes. And number three, trust in your own resilience and in the power of community. And if I may add, let's all commit to lives of lifting each other up, as we can all go farther when we go together. Thank you again for this honor, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Rena, for those inspiring words and for being such a valued member of this class. My congratulations to you and to the entire graduating class for your remarkable achievements. My name is Joe Egger. I'm DGHI's Director of Academic Programs, and it's my honor to present our Students and Faculty Awards. I get to do the fun stuff here. As you already heard, our graduates are truly exceptional, and so you can imagine how difficult it is to select among them for our awards. Even among this very talented and accomplished community, today's awardees have distinguished themselves with extraordinary talent, commitment, and passion for their work. And I'm delighted to share their accomplishments with you. Our first award is the Michael Merson Undergraduate Student Leadership Award, which is presented in honor of DGHI's founding director, Dr. Michael Merson. The award recognizes a graduating student who has excelled in and out of the classroom and has demonstrated a strong commitment to global health and health equity through extracurricular activities and leadership. This year's outstanding student has been involved with DGHI since his first days on campus. He arrived at Duke already demonstrating a great capacity for leadership and compassion, having launched as a high school student an organization to provide academic and mental health support to school children. In the summer following his freshman year, he joined DGHI's Student Research Training Program team in India, where he worked alongside community partners and 2 other students to design and implement a mental health tracking system and life skills workshops for children residing in group homes in and around Delhi. From that experience, this student went on to participate in and lead several other global health activities, including co-designing a house course on the topic of decolonizing global health in spring of 2024. He has served as a teaching assistant for our global health ethics course and has helped train and prepare SRT teams for their field experiences. He is graduating this weekend having completed majors in global health and neuroscience. Professors say this student comes across as quiet and unassuming, but they point out that throughout his time at Duke, he has displayed the courage and strength to be a fierce advocate for anyone confronting barriers. He brings deep empathy and understanding to his research and community service work, and he is motivated by humility, kindness, and the conviction that everyone deserves the chance to thrive. As one mentor put it, he embodies the kind of global health student we aspire to incorporate more deeply into our DGHI family. And so for this exemplary leadership, service, and compassion, please join me in congratulating the winner of this year's Michael Merson Undergraduate Student Leadership Award, to Seth Leah Patharana.
And he wore a matching suit.
Okay, next we will recognize the outstanding research project from this year's capstone course. All of our global health majors take a capstone course during their senior year. They work in small teams and with outside experts to design a practical solution to a health challenge. These projects help students learn how to manage the many factors that come into play in implementing health interventions, and they often produce very creative ideas that deliver meaningful results for their community partners. This year's outstanding capstone project is titled Community Engagement Framework, Strengthening Health Literacy and Community Engagement for Ijala Cygnus Healthcare and Sahat Foundation. The students on this team worked with healthcare clinics in rural North India to identify barriers to health literacy and community engagement. Over the course of the semester, the students reviewed scientific literature to analyze the most effective strategies to boost literacy and used what they learned to create audio and visual materials to improve community awareness of key health topics. They also developed implementation plans and tools for measuring feedback and the effectiveness of the campaigns. Judges commented that this project was clear, well-written, and well-researched. They noted the quality and clarity of the health education materials the students developed and praised the team for incorporating principles of community-engaged research, such as the formation of a community advisory board to provide feedback. The students on this team were Ava Strohmeyer, Sinead Godina Gomez, Damalola Benkole, and Seth Leah Nahatharana. They were part of the fall 2025 capstone course, which was led by Dr. Sumi Ariely. Congratulations to this outstanding team. And students, please come up to the stage for your award. Our final award today is the Global Health Undergraduate Professor of the Year, which recognizes a professor who has been nominated by students for demonstrating outstanding teaching and mentorship within the Global Health Undergraduate curriculum. This year's outstanding professor has that rare ability to bring both authority and compassion into every interaction with students. She is knowledgeable and enthusiastic teacher who fills her lessons and class discussions with real-world examples and exploration of current events. Through these discussions, she invites students to challenge their assumptions about global health, asking them to consider the obstacles and limitations they might face, implementing their ideas in the field. As one student commented, her lessons prompt us to reflect as future global health professionals and as citizens of the world. At the same time, this professor goes out of her way to pay individual attention to her students, seeking to understand their unique goals and challenges and help them overcome barriers. Students noted that she often recommended readings or resources that were specific to their interests, allowing them to explore new connections and forge their own path in our global health co-major. Students also remarked about how this professor demonstrates care for them outside the classroom, remembering details about their personal lives and asking with genuine warmth and curiosity about their activities. That really means the world to a student, one nominator wrote, to know that their incredibly accomplished and busy mentor cares about them so deeply. As one student summarized, she pours her heart and soul into this work, and I hope she can be recognized for it. And so it is with my great pleasure to present this year's Global Health Undergraduate Professor of the Year Award to Dr. Sumi Ariely. Unfortunately, Sumi had a last-minute conflict. She was really hoping to be here, but couldn't make it. So I am going to accept this award and make sure she gets it. But congratulations to all the award winners and thank you for your inspiring work. Now it's time to honor our graduates. And so I will ask Lisa McKean to come to the stage to begin our recognition ceremony. Lisa.
Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be here at a moment of such joy and celebration. My name is Lisa McKean. I am the Deputy Director for Academic Programs here, and I have the honor with Dr. Eric Green, our Director of Undergraduate Studies, to present to you our 2026 graduates, the 13th class of Global Health majors. Each of our students will walk across the stage as I read their name. As others have mentioned, we do have people watching the ceremony online, so please refrain from using the middle aisle so that our online audience can clearly see the stage. And we do have a photographer here capturing these moments, and the photos will be available to all of you in the weeks following the ceremony. So let's begin. Damilola Bankole. Vaya Chabra. Ren Kutik. Navina Das. Isosa Ideye. Emily Ford. Kathleen Fristo. Sachi Gauker. Sinai Godina Gomez. Ella He. Wijdan Hussein. Achintia Inumarti. Rena Kagan. Seth Liana Patharana. Carolina Mendez. Grace Barafi. Sophia Park. Dahlia Robinson. Kate Senishin. Ava Strohmeyer. Chidima Umeira. This completes our 2026 graduating class. Could we give them a round of applause? As our students are making their way back to their seats, I'm going to ask that everybody remain seated as the graduates leave the hall. Once they have exited, please join us in the atrium for a reception. Graduates, if you could please follow Emily to exit the hall. Class of 2026, please rise. Congratulations from all of us at the Duke Global Health Institute. Thank you all.
Almost done. I don't matter out there, so.
Give me the mic. The other one's. Right, you're on. That's one. This is a lot, like, the cable probably needs to be replaced or re-terminated. Yeah.
For which?
The one up there.
Oh, really?
It's just a long cable, and I want to waste that much cable every time we do that. You know what I mean? Because it's just a homemade cable.
And there's no way to do it wireless. It would be a lot more glitchy, I would think.
Not with the equipment that we have available to us for free. Yeah, so we're doing that. It was just not costing us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, I'm not saying you get what you pay for, but what we're paying for, it's really, really good.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, there's no way to sort of fix the long cable problem without some other.
Come look at how delayed this is, though.
It's still playing?
That's what's streaming to YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Is that intentional or is that just?
It's just the nature of it's just the nature of the data transfer and the way YouTube buffers and streams.
But that's good.
Maybe look.
15 minutes? No, maybe 10.
Okay, yeah, no, we can stream. Okay.